And we welcome you to Port Washington, where the 6th-seeded Vikings are hosting the top-seeded Sailors of Oceanside in this Nassau Conference 1 showdown. Welcome, everyone, to the North Shore of Long Island in Nassau County. I am Dylan Butler. Thanking you for joining us. You've not missed much, certainly. This is the 4th play of the game. We apologize for some technical difficulties to start things off, but Oceanside won the toss, and they elected to receive. This is them on offense, and that's Andres Duran getting out inside the 40. We'll show you the
big tackle by Proctor.
Oceanside offense.
Ball at the 40-yard line.
And, of course, the Sailors are led by the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns, Charlie McKee. In the backfield, Andres Duran. The wide receivers, Flavin, Mecca, Kramer, Ebel. Up front, Di Pasquale, Broderick, Corvino, Steinson, and First. 3rd and 3 for the Sailors here from the Port 40-yard line. McKee in shotgun, rolls right, takes it himself, gets inside the 35 and falls down at about the 30. That'll be a first down run for Charlie McKee. We'll take a look at the starters on the Port Washington defense.
First down, Sailors.
You can see the linebackers of Freeman and Lockham. Up front, Edmonds, Walia, Ciccone, Callender. And the secondary of Weingart, Meyer, McCarthy, Haberman, and Proctor. So first down run for McKee and the Sailors, who started this drive on their own 41-yard line, now on the 31 of the Vikings. Fake, McKee under pressure, and he's sacked.
Sacked by the Vikings.
Lucas Meyer, the 6'1", 180 sophomore, stepping up for the Port. And this is crazy if you think about it. Senior day here, they had a great ceremony before the start, about an hour before the game, where they honored 13 seniors, some of whom are not playing and many of whom are playing. But this is only their first home game. So this beautiful new field that you see, you can see the Viking crest out at midfield a little bit. You see the top right of your screen, but beautiful. This used to be a grass facility as McKee drops back, rolls right, looks for options, throws, looking for Mecca. It is incomplete, and there's a late flag. This is going to be a personal foul
broken up by number 2, John
against
McCarthy.
Port, and it's going to be a roughing the passer. Looks like it's going to be against Callender, as McKee went down hard late. So this was at 2nd and 17. This will likely be 15 yards here, as this is only the second game of the year for Port Washington. It's been a crazy season where they were all ready to go. You could see the call there, personal foul against Port Washington. But they had a situation where they were set to play week 1. They had a quarantine. They had a limited roster for week 2 where they lost to 2nd-seeded Massapequa. And then they had to be sidelined for 2 more weeks. So these last 4 days of practice for Port, the first time that they've been able to field a full squad really since the 6 days of preseason. So certainly a less than ideal situation for their third-year head coach, Kevin Clagisi. Clagisi, that is, but his guys are pretty amped up coming into this one, and
2nd and 4.
Their first game, they christened this field, and also their last home game of the year. They are on the road in week 6, so only 2 games to be played here for Port, but they're looking to certainly pull off the upset. Off of that penalty, it's a 2nd and 4 from the 24. Flavin was in motion. Some more motion this time. McKee checks that way, finds Flavin. Flavin bursts forward. Flavin is into the end zone.
Touchdown,
Touchdown, Oceanside.
Flag on the play.
There is a
A
flag,
touchdown
though,
scored by
on the play.
number 3, Thomas Flagan.
McKee hit Flavin for a
We'll see what the flag
24-yard
is.
score. This very well may be coming back.
Call against Oceanside.
It's a personal foul against Oceanside. But this will be assessed on the kickoff. So McKee hits Flavin for a 24-yard score. And now Oceanside will look to get the PAT.
Touchdown stands.
Joe Berguglio set
Ball
for
was
the point after.
The ball was scored. Oceanside lining up for the extra point.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good.
The extra point is good.
So Oceanside
And that
scores
makes the
on their
score,
first drive
Oceanside
of the
7,
game, and they
Port
take a
Washington
7-0 lead. And here it is again. You see
With 8:12
McKee
left
checking
go
to
in
the
first
left,
quarter.
instead finds Flavin. And Flavin, with a lot of yards after that catch, gets into the end zone for the score. And he's got Oceanside up 7-0. We mentioned before this beautiful field, and here's a pretty cool look from it, from a drone shot that we... This is not a video game here. This is an actual shot of this field. It's a gorgeous new field here at Port Washington. And again, it used to be a grass facility. There were no stands, and now they've got this turf field. You've got the stands. You've got a brand new press box. It's a really great look here, just off Port Washington Boulevard, right here in the heart of the port. And again, tough situation for the Vikings, but Clogasy, their head coach, says there's a lot of life lessons to learn, right? Where we got shut down, he said, Thursday or Friday before week 1. We came back for week 2, only had 19 players. Then that Thursday, they were shut down again for weeks 3 and 4. He said it's extremely hard for the players. He feels bad for all of them. They're missing out on a lot of their high school experience, but we tell them all the time, he said, there's going to be adversity you're going to have to deal with, and you've got to figure out how to overcome it. You have to control the controllables.
Dr. Proctor back
And he
to the season
credits
kick.
his team as well for having the right mindset and being resilient as well. And again, there's been a lot of excitement these last few days, and they're hoping that carries over here to this game. They are in a deficit, 7-0. Berguglio, onside kick. It is handled, and looks like Port
Onside
did
kick attempted by
recover.
Oceanside. Looks like that was recovered by the Vikings.
And they do. We'll take a look at this Port offense. Their first time ever
Number
on this
36,
field.
Lucas Meyer with the
And they are
Rams.
led by their 2-year starting quarterback, number 13, Jet Ryder. You see one of the seniors honored before the game, Deron Proctor, number 9, Henry Haberman also in the backfield. Lockham, the fullback. The receivers, Weingart, Vivona, Freeman up front with Edmonds, Walia,
Vikings will take over the ball
Saccone,
for 38.
and Rudes. A big miss for the Port Vikings is R.J. Holt. We'll show you him after we show you the Oceanside defense. But there's Proctor getting forward out to the
Deron
35-yard
Proctor,
line. We'll take a look at the defense for Oceanside. Up front, you've got first Frangos, Styenson. The front 3, you've got the linebacking core of Hickam, Duran, Broderick, and Miller. And in the secondary, you got Schweitzman, Mecca, Kramer, and Ebel. Again, head coach for Oceanside in his 12th season is Rob Blount, out of Lawrence High School, 2002 graduate. And for Port Washington, you've got Kevin Clogasy, who's in his 3rd year There's Proctor, a good burst up the middle.
Proctor with the carry.
Clagacy in his third season out of West Hempstead. There's an injured Sailor behind the play.
Ball at the 33.
Clagacy was a quarterback, D-back, slot receiver. Went on to play at Montclair.
3rd and 5.
He spent 1 year as a Port Washington assistant coach. Also the Port Washington boys basketball assistant coach. Congratulations as well goes to Clagacy, newly engaged as well. We'll take a quick break and we'll return for more of this one. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Top of the key, Smith. Why not? Wow. Bang! McKee, first down and more! Charlie McKee! Touchdown, Oceanside!
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050. Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, 3-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net. Are you settling for a boring live stream? Can't see the players' uniforms? No audio? Camera not following the action? Consider a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Our announcers help tell the story of your game.
McCarthy.
He's got. Oh, he's in.
Touchdown, Farmingdale.
We feature multiple camera angles, guaranteed to capture all the action.
Touchdown, Oceanside.
Plus added features like graphics, instant replay.
Yeah, the shooters are going to shoot here at Bethpage. One of many threes on the day.
Interviews, and more. It's your time to shine. And with Varsity Media, now you can. Contact us today and book a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050. Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
and photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Top of the key, Smith. Why not? Wow. Bang! McKee, first down and more! Charlie McKee! Touchdown, Oceanside!
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050. Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Top of the key, Smith. Why not? Wow. Bang! McKee, first down and more! Charlie McKee! Touchdown, Oceanside!
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050.
And welcome back to Port Washington. Dylan Butler here. We had a pretty lengthy delay there as a Oceanside player was helped off the field via an ambulance. We certainly wish him well. We don't want to certainly speculate on the nature of the injury, but he did stand up and was under his own power. Might have been an upper body type of injury, but we certainly wish him well. And we've got football still to play here as the referee whistles play back live here. 3rd and 5 for Port Washington from the Oceanside 33-yard line. Ryder gets the play from Clogacy. And the Vikings look to convert here on a 3rd and 5. You've got Proctor on Ryder's left hip. Ryder in shotgun formation takes it himself. A great fake. And he runs out towards the 30. Which will be short of the first down marker, about 2 yards shy. And you got to figure, considering the field position, this is 4 down territory as Ryder, off that nice play fake, will try to now get this first down. It'll be a 4th and 2 from the Oceanside 30-yard line. Weingart on the bottom of your screen as the receiver. And it looks like Oceanside jumped. They were showing blitz, but they crossed the line of scrimmage in doing so. So the Vikings will get the fresh set of downs. They'll move the chains. And they are inside the 25-yard line. So after Charlie McKee hit Thomas Flavin for a 24-yard score to give Oceanside the 7-0 lead, Port threatening here. They're just outside the red zone now. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. That's Ryder coming into your screen, number 13, the 2-year starter at quarterback. He can throw it. He's athletic. We saw before he can run and really was coming into his own this year. One of many Port players who would have really benefited from a full season of football. There's Proctor running right, and he's taken down by Mecca.
Proctor brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Mecca hits him for a loss.
Michael Mecca.
Great job by Mecca just sniffing that out. 6 tackles on the air and an INT from Michael Mecca, the junior safety, 2-year starter for the Sailors. Also a lacrosse midfielder is Mecca. Impacts the game in all levels. Plays with no fear and hits Proctor there for a 4-yard loss. 2nd and 14 from the Oceanside 24-yard line. Proctor. And meeting him right away was Kramer. Nice tackle by Ronnie Kramer, his 16th of the year. A team-leading 16. He's also got a pair of INTs, does number 22, Ronnie Kramer. Really the quarterback of the secondary of Ball Hawk, and you can see it there. Proctor came with the momentum, but he was met by Kramer for no gain. So a 3rd and 14 from the 28-yard line. Again, considering the field position, you got to figure this is 4-down territory, and they converted, Port did, on that offside a moment earlier. This time, it's Haberman to Ryder's right hip. Twin receivers on both sides. Ball is complete. That's Alexander Vavona. Gets to the edge. Vavona outside. Touchdown, Port Washington. I'll hold it. Did he step out before? None of the officials ruled a touchdown on the call. We'll take a look here again. Vavona showed that speed, huh? Watch him get to the outside. Now the question is, where did he step out? And you can see the officials, no one ruling for a touchdown, and we're going to have a block in the back. Oh, that's a killer for Port. So you not only take the points off the scoreboard, that was on a 3rd down as well, so you're going to move them back even further. It's a spot foul, so it'll be a 3rd down, actually, from the Oceanside 16. So Vavona showing that speed, that slot receiver. He's a junior. He's a guy who was up a little bit last year, but then he went back to JV when there was a realization he wasn't going to see a lot of action. And, man, what a year he's had. Just, again, it's hard to say a full season, right, because you've only had 1 game played for Port, but Kalagasi wanted to make sure he mentioned Vavona as one of those players who's really improved. He's got good hands, runs good routes. Vavona, though, had his first touchdown of the year negated. So it'll bring up a 4th down now. Oh, excuse me, still 3rd down. 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
From the 16-yard line. You've got Proctor as the lone running back. Fumble on the snap, and Ryder had his knee down.
Ball fumbled at the snap, recovered by Ryder, and a flag on the play.
And there's a flag as well that's been down. This has been a little bit of a chippy start between these two teams, and there's not a lot of history, certainly. This is, again, Port Washington's 3rd season in Nassau Conference 1. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty against Oceanside, so a 1st down for the Port. So 2 conversions off of penalties against Oceanside, and a year ago in the Nassau quarterfinals, Oceanside defeated Port Washington 12-0, and when we spoke with Rob Blount coming into this game, he said it's a game that really didn't sit well with his team, so they do have a chip on their shoulder coming into this one, and give it a 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line for
Ball at the
Port.
9-yard line. Vikings 1st down, 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for Port. Again, 2 conversions off of Oceanside penalties. You've got Proctor now to the left of Ryder. Shotgun formation. Ryder hands off And not much doing there. Right into the teeth
Handoff to Proctor.
of that Oceanside defense.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play.
2nd and goal.
You saw Frango's 65 in on the tackle. So 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Now the 9. It's actually a loss of 1 on that play. 2nd and goal from the 9. Ryder hands off to Proctor. Again, tries to go up the middle, pushes forward, and not much doing. Kramer, 22, in on the tackle, as was Flavin, number 3.
3rd and goal.
So could this be a bend but not break situation for Oceanside? There you see a look at Kramer. 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Vavona will check back in. Number 17. Also Troy Stevenson, the sophomore, number 31, in as well. So we'll see the play call here for the Vikings. Proctor, again, the lone running back. Stevenson on the bottom right of your screen, and you've got trips left. Stevenson, jump ball, incomplete.
Ryder with a pass attempt to the corner.
No flag. That was some great defense
Stevenson, pass broken up by the Sailors. That'll bring up
by Oceanside. Looks like that was Schweitzman, 15, with the breakup. So 4th and goal. See it again. Stevenson jump ball, but great positioning by Schweitzman, the senior, 2-year starter in the defensive secondary. And here we go.
4th
and goal. You've got Haberman to Ryder's left. Pass goes to Haberman, goes towards the end zone, but looks like he's going to be stopped. He is stopped at the 1-yard line. So Ryder went to Haberman, stopped at the 1.
And that was close. But the ball
so Oceanside, great job stopping them. Now move the other way. Here's another look. Haberman, some open space, but look at a tackle from behind. Believe that was Andres Duran.
And 99 to go for the Sailors.
So Duran with the stop defensively. And now Oceanside will look to go from their own 1, and Duran will look to impact the game from there as well. Andres Duran, number 8, 50 carries, 337 yards, 4 touchdowns. Fake McKee. A screen to Kramer, and Kramer passes the 20. He's caught from behind by Callender. But a big gain on 1st and 10 from the 1. You love the play call, too. McKee in his own end zone fakes the handoff. Look at Kramer getting out to the 28-yard line. So a 27-yard gain for Ronnie Kramer. Coming into this game, 14 receptions for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also a lacrosse attackman, number 22, Kramer. You got trips left now. McKee to Mecca. It's incomplete. And it's an INT. John McCarthy picks off Charlie McKee. McKee's first interception of the year. McKee finds Mecca just in and out of his hands. And the sure-handed McCarthy at free safety, who's also a quarterback and a punter, he said, "Thank you very much."
Number 2 with the interception.
He will take that. And now Port back with the ball at the Oceanside 32. First time McKee all season has thrown an interception. That's out of, coming into this game, 87 pass attempts. Ryder. Little trickery. Ryder gets it back. Goes over the top for Haberman. What a catch! Henry Haberman!
Ball down at the 1.
Some trickery by Port pays off in a big way. Look at it again. The handoff to Proctor. The flip as well to Weingart. And then an unbelievable catch by Haberman. He's got Port inside the 10-yard line as this quarter comes to an end. Oceanside leaves Port Washington 7-0. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
I want to thank our sponsors as well today as we are getting set for the start of the second quarter. Optimum Pest Control. Protect your home with a company that you can trust. 15% off mosquito service until May 1st. And yes, it is getting very close to mosquito season, so you want to get your services there with Optimum Pest Control. Also want to thank the Steam Squad. Steam Squad carpet and upholstery cleaners. Got dirt, got stains, got stink. Get the Steam Squad. 10% off when you mention this ad. 516-567-8966. We want to thank both Optimum and Steam Squad for their support. We are back here at Port Washington, and number 20, you see him there, Henry Haberman, with a ridiculous catch to set up Port for another situation inside the 10. And here it is again, a little trickery by the Vikings. Ryder ended up being single coverage and a diving grab by Haberman. So this gives Port Washington a great opportunity to tie this game up. They've got a 1st and goal from the Oceanside 3. You see the Vikings running back on the field. Their first and only home game here at this newly christened beautiful field. Ryder takes it himself. Little stutter step, pushes forward, and looks like if he got anything, it might have been a yard.
No gain on the play.
Looks more like a no gain. You see Ryder gutting the play. A lot of multi-sport athletes, certainly for both of these teams. A lot of lacrosse kids, but Ryder is pretty much just like that. He's a football kid. A yes coach kid, as Clogacy describes him. Someone who will do anything to help the team. And right now what he's trying to do is get Port into the end zone and try to tie this score up. And again, it was early in the first quarter where Charlie McKee found Thomas Flavin for a 24-yard score. Proctor, as Ryder now under center. Proctor dances to the right side, and he's taken down.
Behind the line.
What a tackle. Let's see if we can identify that sailor. But Proctor got to the outside, but he was met immediately. Big tackle for a loss. It brings the ball back to the 8. Port stopped on their last drive inside the 10-yard line, stopped at the 1. And now Oceanside looking for consecutive goal line stands. Ryder goes end zone, and it's incomplete. Weingart,
Pass incomplete.
the senior,
4th down.
the intended target, which will bring up now a 4th down for the Vikings. So obviously they'll go again, and we saw Oceanside get the stop at the 1. With Proctor to the sideline, you've got Haberman now as the main back. See the play call here. 4th down, and again, football being a game of momentum, Oceanside looking to get it in their way in a big way. Ryder now in shotgun. Looks for options, goes back to Stevenson, and a pass interference penalty is thrown. You could see the shirt grab.
Pass intended for Troy Stevenson, and that'll bring up 1st and goal.
So that will end up being an automatic 1st down.
Or at the 1 if it was called in the end zone.
On the pass interference penalty against Nick Ebel. So now Port with 4 more chances. I mean, these are golden opportunities for the Vikings to get into the end zone. Did not do that in the playoff game a year ago. Lost 12-0 at Oceanside. And there you see the official call, pass interference against Oceanside. So the ball will be placed. It's half the distance from the goal.
Ball was placed at the 3.
So put it at the 3. So 4 chances to go 3 yards for Port Washington.
Should be a 1st down, but I haven't seen anything change on the sideline.
The sticks say 4th down, and it is a 4th down. And Port will call a timeout. So some confusion there. We could hear the PA saying it was a 1st down, but that, I think, is accurate. That's in the NFL where you get a fresh set of downs on a pass interference, but in high school you just move the ball up half the distance, which is what they did here. So Port will talk
from the booth whether that was
things over, and again,
or pass interference. Looks like it was pass interference.
Port Washington needs 3 yards to find the end zone, but it's been a long distance between these two schools when you check out Google Maps, right? You go pretty much extreme South Shore to extreme North Shore for this one in this battle of top-seeded Oceanside and the 6th-seeded Vikings of Port Washington. But Oceanside, they made it here in plenty of time. Certainly, I was here a good hour before the start of the game, hour 15 maybe, and they were, Glouncey already got his guys in the field. Everybody was warming up. So here we go, 4th down off the timeout. Stevenson, the lone receiver at the top of your screen. You've got Weingart at the bottom.
Here for the Vikings.
Haberman to Ryder's left hip. Ryder looks, throws, incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Oceanside, another stop.
Over on downs, and the Sailors will pick up the ball at the 3-yard line.
Bend but don't break defensively for Oceanside, and that's part of this maturity of the Sailors team, where Blount says pretty bluntly they were not a very good defensive team last year. He said they didn't fit properly, they missed a lot of tackles, and they didn't create enough turnovers. Well, this year they're +7 in the turnover column. You kind of take one back there as well, but compared to -3 a year ago, he credited Matt Rossler, DePasquale, Frango, Steinson, and Saltaire up front, that linebacking core of Duran, Lyson, Broderick, Miller, and Hickam as well. And, of course, Mecca Kramer, he says, totally have changed the defense, and Schweitzman, Ebel, and McCormick have been great as well in the secondary. From his own end zone, McKee over the middle and just incomplete.
McKee looking
in and out of the hands of Ronnie Kramer.
By number 5, Jensen Weingart.
Weingart credited with the breakup. And Kramer's come to play, huh? He's been at the heart of some of the bigger plays, and that one would have been another huge one for Oceanside. They started their last drive from their own 1. This time they're at their own 3. 2nd and 10. Handoff. Duran curls it back inside, and he's taken down at about the 10-yard line. So you give him 7 yards on the play. Lockham credited with the tackle. And Duran is a guy
And there's a man down on the field.
we mentioned
Referee's timeout.
before, certainly an impact player in this game, Andres Duran, from both sides of the ball. 50 carries, 337 yards, and 4 touchdowns this year. A 3-year varsity starter. The first of those 3 years was actually at Lawrence for number 8, Andres Duran. He's a captain this year. Tough, downhill, physical runner. Blount calls him a special young man. He's much quicker this year, dropped about 15 pounds. First game of the year for Oceanside, that 28-0 win against Farmingdale. Blount said he probably had 40 yards after contact, Andres Duran, and you could see a Hobart commit as a running back as well, and he also very much impacts the game defensively as well. Duran, 9 tackles on the year from that side of the ball, 1 for loss and a forced fumble as well. So it's a 3rd down now, 3rd and 6 from the 9, and this is a big chance here for Oceanside to move the chains, because consider if you get stopped here inside your own 9, now it's going to be a difficult punt from your own end zone, and
3rd and 5.
all kinds of things can go wrong in that situation. Flavin next to McKee. Now we'll block for McKee. And McKee's chased down from behind. Was that Calendar again? Ah, yes, indeed. You could see how big Chris Calendar is. That is a legit 6'7", 240 for number 44 of Port Washington.
Looks like call by the officials
Chris Calendar.
is first down.
But it will be enough to get Oceanside a first down. So a huge gain by Charlie McKee. And that part of his game is something that's vastly improved this year. He's gained some muscle. He's out at about 195. Came into this game with 19 carries for 234 yards and 6 touchdowns, and that's a big improvement from a year ago when Blount just did not feel comfortable with him as a running option at quarterback. McKee now hands off. Look at his burst by Duran out towards the 25-yard line.
Carry by Mecca.
So you see Oceanside looking to move quickly.
Quick snap.
Back to Duran to the outside. He'll get a first down, and he is tackled there by Jensen Weingart. Weingart, a 3-sport athlete here at Port, lacrosse and basketball as well. A guy that Kevin Clogacy said he's been recruiting to play football since he was like in the 8th grade. Duran again. Tackled from behind. And he gets out towards the 36-yard line. So Oceanside and a late flag. Don't know if that's some sort of a taunting, but it came very late. And generally speaking, these are of the personal foul variety. And it is unsportsmanlike against Oceanside. So he gets out to the 36, but we're going to push them back now off of that penalty. And that's something that has got to be eating at Rob Blount and his staff. Just some very costly penalties early on. They've cut short drives. They've extended Port Washington drives. And that's a 15-yard penalty, so they'll back them back now to the 21-yard line.
It's a 15-yard penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll bring up second and around 20.
So McKee in shotgun. High snap. Fakes the handoff. McKee, plenty of time. Great protection by that O-line. Looks for Kramer. In and out of his hand. Weingart again on the coverage.
3 Port Washington defenders.
McKee all the time in the world.
McCarthy.
Great job by the O-line.
Weingart all in on the play.
And McKee putting it right in Kramer's hands. A diving attempt, but 3 Vikings there led by Weingart. And it sets up a 3rd and 20 now for Oceanside. They've got to get out to the 41-yard line. So that 15-yard penalty could prove really costly. Such a big play that Blount will use one of his timeouts. When we talk the top teams in Nassau Conference 1 and a look at the standings, it is Oceanside at the very top of Nassau Conference 1.
Or so.
As we show it to you here. Now, Sailor Nation won't be happy that they're 2 in the I think it's alphabetical. We might have did it here, but Oceanside, Massapequa 1, 2, depending on who you root for, I guess. But Plainview, JFK, Syosset as well. When you look at PowerPoints, though, a few big games today, right? This one is a big one, obviously. But also Farmingdale playing Syosset. So that could be for the 3-4 seed as well. And obviously a massive game coming up in a week's time. We'll be there for it as Oceanside takes on Massapequa. Last regular season game for both teams. It's out at Oceanside. And if both teams here win, Oceanside and Massapequa, well, that game will be for the top seed. But also, even more important this year than in previous years, with the Nassau playoffs not being played at Stewart Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University, it also means that you've got home field throughout. So a lot on the line when Oceanside and Massapequa play next week, but they've got to get there first. How about that tackle by Michael Saccone? He's the guy that we wanted to focus in on, 72, Saccone. A 3-year starter, one of those coaches on the field, the 6 foot, 265 pounds. Defensive tackle, number 72. So smart on and off the field. He plans on playing next level. He's got some interest from Utica, Sacred Heart, among others. So a 4th and 15, and Oceanside will punt. Bergoglio, a really good punt. What a punt. It'll be downed inside the Port Washington 20. A terrific punt by Bergoglio, and really comes at a massive time there because it looked like Port was going to have some really good field position. Instead, they're backed up inside their own 20. They did have great field position. Their last couple of drives, they weren't able to punch it in. Stopped inside the 10 on back-to-back opportunities. So now a bit of a longer journey. Not as long as that journey we showed you on Google Maps between Oceanside and Port, but a long journey nonetheless for the Vikings, where they've got to maneuver 72 yards to try to get into the end zone. And there's a look at Ryder getting some last-minute instructions from head coach Kevin Clogacy. Bottom left of your screen is Gordon Bagley, number 81. Handoff.
Ryder handing off to Proctor.
Proctor doesn't get too far. Give him maybe a yard. As again, the Oceanside defense has come up in a big way. There you saw 23 Ebel. You see up front. Styenson, 55. Matty Frangos as well. So officially they'll say no gain. So 2nd and 10 for Port. From the 19, Oceanside, you see in the bottom of your screen, they lead this one 7-0. First drive of the game. McKee to Flavin for a 24-yard score. There goes Haberman to the outside.
Looks like he's back to around the original
about 3
line
yards to the 21-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 8.
So 3rd and long now for Port Washington. And again, tough sledding for the Vikings. And even in our conversation with Rob Blount, Rob said, I feel bad for them as well. These are guys, a lot of them, some seniors. You play for your senior year, right? And your last opportunity. And those opportunities have been few and far between here for the Vikings this year. But they're looking to capitalize in a big way here on their only game at home as seniors. 3rd and 8. Ryder's got to change the play at the line. And Clogacy wants to talk things over. Duran and company were showing blitz. And this forces
Ryder tried to pull the Oceanside defenders off.
Oceanside to talk things over. When we talk about Port, it's been pretty remarkable when you think about it. 2018 was their first year back in Nassau County, and the previous couple of years they played as an independent in the Hudson River Valley League. First year back in Nassau Conference 1, they were the 11th seed. They went 4-4. A year ago, the number 9 seed, they went 5-4, advancing to the playoffs, losing to Oceanside in the quarterfinals. This year, their highest seed in such a long time, the number 6 preseason seed, but they've only played that one game, that lopsided defeat to Massapequa. So Clogacy really building this program up. He's doing it the right way, and also got a ton of respect from Rob Blount as well. When Blount referenced Port Washington, he was really concerned about this game, mostly because, again, he didn't know what to expect, right? Where he called it one of the hardest game plans we've had in his 12 years as a head coach. He says, we don't know who's going to be out there, in what positions. Again, it was a skeleton squad against Massapequa, but he credits Clogacy for really kind of trying to build this thing in the right way, and Blount knows about building. He's built Oceanside into one of the premier programs in Nassau County. Look at that first down conversion. Weingart with the reception, and a terrific throw by Ryder. It doesn't get better than that on 3rd down. Let's take another look. Ryder, shotgun, rolls left. Look at that terrific throw, and Weingart made sure he pulled it in. And you could see why Clogacy says he wished he had Weingart for 4 years. 6', 170, catches everything. Fits in really well. Just a terrific athlete, a basketball player. He gets the first down. 1st and 10 from the 33. Oh, look at Logan Lyson with the sack. Lyson read that the entire way. If we see it again, Lyson
driven back to the 28.
Saw this play develop, and it blew up in a big way. Sack by Lyson off the fake handoff, and it drops Port back to their own 28-yard line, a 5-yard loss. Logan Lyson wasn't a starter. He's been a little bit banged up, working his way back into it. Lyson came into this game, 4 tackles, 3 of which were for losses. That shows you how the impact that he has as a 2-year starter at linebacker. 6'3", 225 sophomore. This is not 4 minutes on the clock, so not a timeout, but just a 4-minute warning.
That's not a timeout.
We want to remind you, too, stick around.
Referees are just
We'll
giving us
keep
a
it here at
second.
halftime. We've
Thank
got
you,
some great
Zebras.
halftime festivities here at Port Washington. Cheerleaders, looks like maybe the dance team as well. Should be a lot of fun. Stay right where you are for halftime. And now we'll get a delay of game penalty against Port.
And the delay game called.
So let's push them back 5 more yards.
That'll knock the Vikings back 5 yards.
So the Vikings knocked on the door. They were stopped at the 3 and stopped at the 1. Off the handoff. Look at this grab, this run out towards the 40.
Big run back number 25, Jonathan Lockham.
That was Lockham, the fullback. 5'8" senior. He's a spell guy on offense, the sniffer, fullback.
Ball at the 38.
He's a 2-year starter on defense, is Lockham, but a
3rd and 5.
great run off the penalty, and Lockham sets up an easier, you'd say, certainly, 3rd down. 3rd and 5 as we approach 2 minutes left in this entertaining but low-scoring first half. Ryder with Haberman to his hip again. Lyson shows blitz. Haberman bursts forward, gets past the 40, but
Haberman gets
not
up to around the 40 and
much
then he's stopped by
further
all of
than that.
Oceanside defenders.
So decision time here, and here's a tough thing to deal with here. You can see 72. Saccone lost his helmet
2.
as he was blocked. That means he's got to come off for this play. So that's a tough loss here for Port. 72, the starter Saccone at right guard. So they've got to sub him on this situation. On a 4th and 3, a timeout called now by Oceanside. So we mentioned before how difficult this game is for Oceanside because not a lot of film. You know, football coaches love film, right? Well, only one game this year's Port Washington team, and again, that was with 19 players, a skeleton crew. So a lot of players here playing in their first game of the year, which includes Deron Proctor, number 9. So made it difficult for Oceanside. And
4th and 2 for the Vikings. Ball at the 41.
But again, Blount said, look, Kevin Clogacy done an outstanding job. He said he called it putting some life and organization back into the Port Washington program, doing things the right way, getting it started. He said it wasn't too long ago where they were a relief team and in development conference. And Blount hopes that the school district, the parents, the community here in Port Washington know what they have in Clogacy, who has worked his butt off, Blount says. And again, you could see those similarities where Blount in his 12th season really has things going now, but he's breathed life into Oceanside, which is now, you've got to say, certainly on game day and regular times, with the 309 and everything else, one of the best game day experiences you can have on Long Island. Port, a brand new facility here, some bleachers, new field and press box, and they're building it as well here. 4th and 2, Ryder under center. Calls out the plays, now takes a look at the sideline, and we'll have another timeout. This taken by Port. 4th and 2 from the 41. We mentioned the history between these two teams, and we'll show it to you now. And this is regular season games we're going to show you. Again, we mentioned last year Oceanside with that 12-0 playoff win, but you've got to go back. Look, their last regular season game, 2019. Oceanside with a 2018 win. This is a series that goes back, you could see, or these 10 games goes back to 1994, but Oceanside getting the majority of those wins. You see those wins, 2007 and 2008 for Port. They will love nothing more than their first win against Oceanside in, what is that, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, if my math is right. My 2-year-old had me up at 4:30 this morning, so if my math is off, we could blame her. 4th and 2 from the 41 off the timeout. They show punt, and McCarthy does just that. It takes a bounce, and it was fielded by Ryder. So instead of going for it and giving Oceanside short field position, Clagacy says, all right, we'll make them go a longer distance and maybe stop them. And again, it was Oceanside that had the ball to start this game. So Port will get it after halftime.
35-yard punt.
A 35-yard punt. And Oceanside, they scored in their first possession. It went from McKee to Flavin for a 24-yard score. That was with 8:12 left in the first quarter. Since then, penalties have been costly. We saw a rare interception by McKee, who throws on first down. Gets it to Ebel, who gets out of bounds. So this will be a 2-minute offense. And again, Oceanside's had some lopsided wins this year, but you practice in all situations, right? So now this is going to be a quick set here as Oceanside looks to push the ball here.
2nd and 2.
It makes it a 2nd and 3. McKee, again, a completion to Mecca, who gets out of bounds.
Michael Mecca.
And they'll move the chains, Oceanside will. So they're looking to push the pace here. They've got one timeout left. Port has none. First down from the Oceanside 45-yard line. McKee, plenty of time over the middle, and that's an incomplete pass. Mecca, the intended target, which will bring up a 2nd and 10, 1:06 left in this first half. McKee, the quarterback, 68% completion rate coming into this game. Fordham, Brown, Dartmouth, Stony Brook, Monmouth, Stonehill, East Stroudsburg among the potential suitors for his services. He's still just a junior, though, the 6'1", 195 pounds, 3-year starter. McKee looks left, and a terrific pass and completion.
McKee complete.
Put it
22.
right at Kramer. At the 35-yard line. What a pass by McKee. Look at it again. It could not get better than that. On a dime. And also, Kramer got out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 35, and a whole lot of motion at the bottom of your screen. False start on the offense. And again, penalties have been really destructive for the Sailors today. This is a 5-yard variety, though, so it'll back them up 1st and 15. Rob Blount shouting out instructions to his team. Former standout at Lawrence and CW Post when it was called CW Post. McKee over the middle. Incomplete. Oh, and nearly intercepted again by McCarthy. He had the pick earlier on a ball that went in and out of the hands of Mecca. McCarthy picked that one off, and this time it was a little bit more on this pass. Went off the hands of McCarthy in the secondary. So a 2nd and 15, but that momentum that it looked like the Sailors had where they wanted to move the ball quickly and kind of make the chain guys get their track shoes on, well, now that's kind of stopped off that penalty. And the incompletion, 2nd and 15 from the 40-yard line. McKee calls his own number. What a great fake. McKee is hit hard inside the 30. He bounces up quickly.
Keeper by McKee up the left side.
Inside a minute left. Again, only there is a timeout left for Oceanside if they look to use it. McKee's got his receiver set up. Goes left. What a great pass to Mecca,
Pass complete.
who goes out of bounds. You got to figure on one of these here with 28 seconds left in this first half. They'll find or they'll go end zone. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. McKee's got trips to the right, twin receivers on the top of your screen. He goes that way and again finds Mecca. Mecca with the out route, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and he's inside the 20-yard line.
6 yards on the pass. 2nd and 4. Ball at the 18.
2nd and 4. McKee fakes over the middle. Oh, just nearly
McKee firing into the end
a
zone.
touchdown in and out of the hands, and he certainly, again, had a lot
Jensen Weingart.
on that one. Weingart was in on the coverage, but it was an
3rd
incomplete
and
pass.
4. Oceanside.
It does at least stop the clock
27 seconds
with
left.
27
Official
seconds
time
left.
is kept on the field.
And again, we will keep it here for halftime. It should be an entertaining one. 3rd and 4 from the 18. McKee hands off. Duran bounces off a tackle. Another tackle. Duran inside the 15. Stopped at the 11.
1st down.
They'll move the chains, which stops the clock at 24 seconds. Now they wind it.
Brought down at the 11, so they do have a chance for a first.
McKee looks. McKee throws. Touchdown! Michael Mecca!
Hitting Mecca in the end zone for an Oceanside touchdown.
And that's what you get when you have Charlie McKee as your quarterback. An 11-yard strike to Michael Mecca. The 2-minute drill works to perfection, and Oceanside extends their lead to 13-0.
Looks like around 20 seconds left in the half.
Oh, and they'll go for 2. It's thrown to Duran,
2-point conversion.
and he's in. So we saw the same kind of formation earlier, but it set up for a Bruguglio point after attempt. This time, Blount goes to his book or his bag of tricks. I don't know if he has a whole book of it, but to his bag of tricks, and Duran gets in for the 2-point conversion. So it extends Oceanside's lead to 15-0. 18 seconds left. And what a job offensively there by Oceanside. And remember, too, they jumped out early as McKee hit Flavin for a 24-yard score. And then Port Washington knocked on the door twice. They were stopped at the 1-yard line, and they were stopped at the 3. So 2 chances inside of 5 yards to tie the score. And this one here, extending the lead for Oceanside with 18 seconds left, you just feel like the momentum and the air is let out of the balloon a little bit. A deflating touchdown given up by Port Washington. The Vikings will go to halftime thinking they certainly should either be tied or even, you could argue, have the lead. And instead, they trail by 2 scores. Only the second kickoff as well. Bruguglio attempted an onside kick, his first one.
Proctor back deep to receive.
And considering how late it is, you got to figure he might do it again. And that's what Port Washington thinks as well. Hands team up as well on the line.
We need the doctor to write a prescription for a touchdown here.
Bruguglio set to kick off. Honestly, why not go for some trickery here? and instead just kicks off. It is fielded at about the 20-yard line and run quickly out of bounds by Stevenson. So Port Washington will have a few opportunities. There's no timeouts on the clock for them, though. There's 16.7 seconds left
Ball at the 26.
for them to push the ball. Again, though, they do have the ball coming out. So you got to almost kind of manage the situation, right? Because if you just go all out and try to tie the game, you could potentially have a turnover, and then Oceanside could have a great chance to really extend their lead. On the other end, you know, you do have time as well on your side, or at least you have the opportunity with the ball coming out, and that's, they'll take the safe route here. They'll take a knee. Does Ryder, as the first half will come to a conclusion. So Oceanside scored early. Port Washington had some chances as well to tie and take the lead, but then it was McKee finding Mecca. 2 touchdown passes for Charlie McKee, and he's got Oceanside ahead 15-0. We'd like to quickly thank our sponsors as we will show you this halftime festivities in its entirety. Optimum Pest Control. Protect your home with a company that you can trust. 15% off mosquito service until May 1st. We also wanted to thank Steam Squad as well. Got dirt, got stains, got stink. Get 10% off when you mention it's at Steam Squad Carpet and Upholstery Cleaners. Sit back, folks. Enjoy the halftime festivities here at Port Washington.
Ducharme, Sari Hartstein, Emily Milgram, and Kate Steigman. The Portette's coach is Lauren Foster Holzer. Thank you, Portet. And now it's time to introduce our senior cheerleaders. Coach, give me a signal when we're ready. Okay. Morgan Kress. Morgan Kress joined varsity cheer as a sophomore and has been captain for the past year. As a lifelong cheerleader, she continued her position as a main and side base, showing her ability to adapt quickly within certain cheer situations. With her constant persistence and positivity, Morgan has brought a cheerful attitude to the team. Throughout her 3 years as a Viking cheerleader, she has made wonderful friendships with her teammates that will last a lifetime. She hopes her leadership and passion will make a lasting impact on future Vikings cheerleaders. Zoe Hussein. Zoe Hussein joined varsity cheer as a sophomore and has been captain for the past year. As a Flyer, she joined competitive cheer her first season and quickly became an instrumental member of the team. With her strong leadership skills and inventive approach, she's elevated the spirit and passion of all those around her. Zoe has loved being part of the team and forging bonds to last a lifetime. She hopes to leave a legacy of hard work and spirit. Alyssa Puglisi. Alyssa is a 2-year member of the varsity cheer team. She joined as a junior on a whim and quickly grew to love the sport and all her teammates. As a back, Alyssa prides herself on supporting her teammates during stunts and outside of practice. The relationships she has created and maintained via this team will stay with her as this chapter in her life winds down and she approaches her college career. Alyssa hopes to leave the team with care, positivity, and excitement for all incoming cheerleaders who never thought that they would try out. Emily Z. Emily Z joined the varsity competitive cheerleading team in her sophomore year and has been a captain for the past year. As both a main and side base, Emily has learned and demonstrated her ability to lead and adapt and spread her contagious and continuous positivity throughout her cheerleading journey. Throughout her 3 years as a varsity cheerleader, Emily has made some unforgettable memories and strong bonds with her fellow teammates. Her dedication, passion, and cheerfulness have helped the team become a family and bring brightness through hard times. She has absolutely adored being a part of this truly special team and so happy she got to experience it with the people she is proud to call her cheer family. Nicole Mathis. Nicole Mathis has been a part of the varsity cheer team for over 4 relentless seasons. Going to try out sophomore year, Nicole was not only nervous, but didn't know what to expect. Now less than 3 years later, Nicole is a thriving member of the Port Washington cheer family. Finding her place quickly positioned as a side base, Nicole has not only learned to adapt to new situations, but has learned to show her spirited colors through the love and support of this amazing family. Now as this chapter of Nicole's life comes to a close, she opens a new one at Indiana University this fall. She knows the bonds, memories, and life lessons learned on this team are going to last a lifetime. Ashley Liu. Ashley Liu is a 3-year member of the varsity cheer and second year as captain. She consistently demonstrated the values of our spirited Schreiber community and will always rise to the occasion. Between our persistent personality, multiple positions, choreographing, and endless planning, she has proven to be an essential to the team culture. Ashley embodies positivity, enthusiasm, and motivation that radiates onto her teammates. She is proud of both her personal accomplishments, lifelong friendships, and memories. She hopes to leave this team with positivity and excitement for many years to come. Susanna Noto. Susanna joined varsity cheerleading this year and has quickly become obsessed with the sport. She always involved watching cheer competitions, but truly started to love it when she got involved. Susanna is a base and lifts up her teammates both in spirit and in actuality. She hopes that while her time in the team was brief, that her teammates enjoyed her company as much as she enjoyed theirs. Lastly, Susanna encourages all younger girls to try out for cheerleading and become a future Viking. Julia O'Sullivan. Julia O'Sullivan is new to varsity cheerleading as this is her first year on the team. Though Julia hasn't been on the team for very long, she is very glad she could be a part of the team this year and learn so much. Whether it's stunting or doing cheers, Julia hopes that she has made an impact on the team as it has made an impact on her. All in all, Julia is truly fortunate to have been a part of such an amazing team in her final year at Schreiber. Anthony Tisamakis. Anthony has been on the cheerleading team for 2 years, starting as a junior. She has cheered as a back for her entire cheerleading career. While Anthony entered her cheer not having much experience, she has shown how coachable she truly is. She is always ready to face any challenges put in front of her and has come so far. She will take away so many good memories from this season as well as many amazing friendships. As this school year and cheer team comes to an end, Anthony will continue her academic journey at the University of Southern California. She hopes to bring the qualities that she has learned throughout onto this upcoming school year at college. She will never forget the time she's had in the team. A warm round of applause and thank you to this amazing group of cheerleading seniors. I know the seniors would also like to give a warm thank you to Coach Natalie Giannuzzi, who's been with them for 4 years. And now it is time to congratulate and welcome our Quartet seniors. Welcome, Quartets, and we'd like to welcome first senior Kendra Ducharme. This is Kendra's 3rd year on the Quartets, and she is one of the captains. She has brought her incredibly positive energy and passion for performance to the program. Kendra is a valued leader who shares her creative choreography and amazing school spirit with the team, and has helped create an atmosphere of kindness and compassion. Danny Gutenplan. Danny has been a member of the Quartets for 3 years. She has always demonstrated a strong work ethic and an innate ability to collaborate with her peers. She leads by example, and her incredible talent as a performer, compassionate spirit, and dedication to the team make her a valued leader of the Quartets. Sherry Hartstein. Sari is a 4-year veteran of the Quartets and one of the captains. She is an incredibly talented dancer who is a respected leader amongst her peers. Sari is a friendly, kind, patient, and collaborative leader. She is a gifted choreographer and performer whose positive energy and dedication to the team is valued, and she will truly be missed. Emily Milgram. Emily has been in the quartet since freshman year, and she is one of the captains. Her strong work ethic, creative choreography, and natural leadership abilities have made her a true asset to the team. She is kind, thoughtful, and always willing to lend a hand. Emily is respected by her peers and has left an indelible impression on the quartets. Kate Steigman. This is Kate's 4th year on the quartets, and she is one of the captains. Her outgoing personality and kind nature make her a natural leader. Kate's creative choreography, strong work ethic, and positive outlook have made a lasting impression on the quartets. She inspires others to be at their best and makes a positive impact on everyone she meets. Gabrielle Whittles. Gab has been a member of the quartets for 2 years. Her friendly nature, great sense of humor, and willingness to learn from those around her are just some of the qualities that draw people to her. Her smile lights up a room, and when she performs, she truly sparkles. Gab is passionate about dance, and her dedication to making each performance memorable makes her a valued member of the team. We'd like to thank this wonderful core of quartet seniors, and I know they would like to thank veteran coach Lauren Foster-Holzer. I have a special announcement. I don't know if Mr. Zappala is available now, but if Mr. Zappala, if you could stand over by, take us over by the 30-yard line. If you could draw your attention over to the 30-yard line, folks. Good afternoon. Please turn your attention to the 30-yard line. In honor of National Athletic Training Month, Paul D. Shriver High School would like to recognize our frontline workers helping to keep our Port Washington athletic family safe. These are our athletic trainers. During this season, athletic trainers across America are being recognized for their commitment to helping people prevent injuries, stay healthy and active, and most recently, working to establishing COVID-19 protocols for the safe return to playing sports. As healthcare professionals, athletic trainers are highly educated and dedicated to providing quality care to their patients. Athletic trainers are employed at all levels of sports and athletics, as well as the military, performing arts clinics, hospitals, and other settings. Athletic trainers impact healthcare throughout action. This season, our football players are wearing a helmet sticker recognizing the contributions of athletic trainers making for safe sports. Port Washington would like to salute the following athletic trainers for their essential role in providing quality health care for our student athletes every day. Shriver High School is fortunate to have our Hall of Fame athletic trainer, Mr. Rick Z. Zappala. Assisting at today's game with him is Sherry Zappala, formerly at Villanova University. I think they might be related. Also joining us on the sideline is Oceanside's athletic trainer, Mr. Tom Benoit. Please join me in applauding these dedicated health professionals during National Athletic Training Month. I'd also like to add that Mr. Zappala is a participant of our building reopening protocol subcommittee. It's been my pleasure to chair that committee, and I have to tell you, no one has done more for the Port Washington community to get all of our schools reopened, not just sports, than Mr. Zappala. Thank you, Mr. Zappala. It is now time for the announcer to take some well-deserved water.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Top of the key, Smith. Why not? Wow. Bang! McKee, first down and more! Charlie McKee! Touchdown, Oceanside!
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050. Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmiga will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back them back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to Port Washington. We hope that you enjoyed those halftime festivities and more seniors being honored here in the first and only playoff game of the abbreviated season here at Port Washington, and it's the visitors from Oceanside with a 15-0 lead as we get set to start the second half. Charlie McKee hit Thomas Flavin for a 24-yard score to open the scoring. That was on the Sailors' first drive of the game. McKee to Flavin for 24 yards made it 7-0 for Oceanside with 8:12 left in the first quarter. And then Port Washington had two terrific opportunities, including one off a rare, and when I say rare, I say the first interception of the year this year by McKee. Went in and out of the hands of Michael Mecca, picked off by John McCarthy, and then a great chance for Port. Not one, but two opportunities inside the 5-yard line. Stopped twice. 2 goal line stands by this much improved Oceanside defense, and then a 2-minute drill worked to perfection as McKee hit Mecca for an 11-yard score. Andres Duran, on a little bit of trickery, got the 2-point conversion. That was with 18 seconds left in the second quarter to extend Oceanside's lead to 15-0. Dylan Butler here. We thank you for joining us, and a little bit of shout out as well to Doug McKee, Charlie McKee's dad. And
start the second half.
there was only one parent allowed per player, so Doug joked on Twitter that he got the short straw and made his way back home in time to watch the broadcast. Proctor fumbles at the 1. Was he down, or is that he was down? Not a safety downed at the 1. The Oceanside Specials wanted the safety, and as do
No return.
parents to our right who were fortunate to get in here today. So long field here for Port to work with. But yeah, shout out to Doug and all the other parents and fans for both teams here at Varsity Media. We're so glad to be able to bring this to you, and we'll also have Oceanside's final game of the regular season, which, if this result stands, should be a doozy against Massapequa for the #1 seed in Nassau Conference 1. So out of his own end zone is Jet Ryder. He's got Proctor to his left. Fake handoff, pass to Vavona on the slant, and he gets out to about the 8-yard line. Ryder's looked impressive, as had Vavona with his speed, that slot receiver.
Second down,
in his first
12 yards to go.
Again, it's hard to say full year, right? Because a full year of varsity has meant one game played for Port Washington, and it's been difficult
6-yard
for
run by
them.
Vikings.
They were shut down Thursday or Friday before week 1 after they had their 6 days of practice, and then they came back for week 2, a skeleton team, about 19 players for Port, against the second-seeded Chiefs of Massapequa. Massapequa with a convincing win, and they were shut down again for weeks 3 and 4. So this is only their second game of the year, and look at a defense. Lyson was in. I think Duran was in as well.
Run by Proctor.
Proctor going nowhere. In
Loss of a
fact, he
yard or
went
two.
backwards to the 5-yard line. A loss there, and there's a good look at one of the defenders,
Ball
Michael
looks like it's on
First,
the 5 or 6
number
from the
51, the sophomore, 2-year starter on offense. Baseball third baseman, Michael First. So this sets up a 3rd and 7 for Port Washington from their own 5. So still very dangerous territory here for the Vikings. You got twin receivers at the bottom of your screen. Ryder looks to pass. He's in his own end zone. He's on trouble. Throws it out, and somehow it's complete to Vavona. Ryder is down in the back of the end zone off of that pressure. He just kind of threw up a prayer, and Vavona answered it. Here you see it again. From his own end zone is Ryder. Eluded the pressure. He gets hit hard, and Vavona somehow makes the catch.
First down, Vikings.
Not only was it a spectacular catch by Vavona, but it was good for a first down as well.
Ball at the 17.
So Ryder will step
To the
out,
12.
and it'll be John McCarthy now in at quarterback after Ryder took that big hit. Clagacy said we would see McCarthy in for a few snaps. This time he hands off to Proctor and gets to about the 14-yard line before he's taken down by a host of sailors. McCarthy, the 6'1" sophomore, also a lacrosse player. Now will step out, and Ryder will come back in after that gain of 1. 2nd and 9 from the 18-yard line. You've got Weingart split right, twin receivers.
2nd and 9.
Ryder throws it towards Weingart. He makes the catch!
Completion.
What a catch by Weingart. The flag is thrown.
And a flag on the play.
That's gotta, you believe that's gonna be
I assume we will not take that penalty.
not accepted, as it surely was a pass interference, but what a grab by Weingart. Look at it again. Ryder just flings it up there, jump ball, and what a grab. Out to the 40-yard line, the chains move again. First down for the Port. Weingart, in his first year of varsity football, the last year he played football was in 8th grade. Kalagasi said, I was recruiting him for years. He plays on the basketball team that Kalagasi is an assistant coach under, as Port will be forced to use one of their 3 timeouts here in the second half.
Timeout, Port.
But Weingart, you can see, right? Athletic, he can run, he can catch. On the other side of the ball, a physical cover corner. He's a great tackler as well. He's been such a help in the short period of time that he's been out. Usually you could see it takes players some time to sort of get acclimated, right, and learn the X's and O's, but as a terrific athlete, Weingart, you see him there. He's gotten everything down pretty easily, gets the X's and O's, and you can see already the good combination or the partnership with Ryder and Weingart. A lot of times it takes quite a long time, and really, honestly, Port hasn't had that, right? You've had the 6 practices in the preseason. Teams throughout Long Island, of course, used to going almost all of August. Some go away to camp. You get the 2-a-days under the heat, but not the case here. A late start in the spring. So off the timeout, Port Washington has 1st and 10 from their own 40. These teams met a year ago in the playoffs, and Oceanside had to sweat out a 12-0 win in that one. Proctor in motion. Fake, the dump over the top. Oh, what a grab! It's Haberman past the 50-yard line. I'll tell you, Port has had a handful of highlight plays, and this one was a one-handed grab by Haberman. Ryder just dumps it over the middle, and look at a grab by Haberman. The yak as well gets him inside Oceanside territory to the Sailors' 48-yard line. They move the chains again. Another first down for the Port. Again, this is a drive that started back on their own 1. A little more size now, split out left. It's Gordon Bagley, the 6'1 junior. Ryder fakes the handoff, takes it himself, pushes forward, and he is pulled back, jersey ripped by Joe Broderick, number 50, the junior linebacker. Came into this game with 14 tackles, 3 for losses, a fumble recovery as well. A lacrosse defenseman is Broderick, number 50. He's got the grades to boot as well, 94 GPA. Blount calls him a tough, undersized player, physical, and outstanding competitor. So no gain on that run, which brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. Twin receivers at the top of your screen. Ryder, nearly intercepted. Mecca had his hands all over that one, just couldn't come down with it. Mecca looking for his 2nd INT of the year. See a dangerous throw over the middle. Mecca went down off that contact, a 2-year starter in the defensive secondary. When you talk grades as well, Mecca, a 92 GPA. So we've seen Port convert on some 3rd downs here today. A tough one here from midfield, a 3rd and 10 from the Oceanside 48-yard line. Ryder and shotgun, low snap. Here comes the pressure. Ryder throws. Haberman turns. He'll be well short of the first down marker as another helmet comes off. This looks like it was Broderick's lid. But Haberman stopped at the 46-yard line. So McCarthy back to punt for Port. Not that I'm saying this will be a trick play, but again, McCarthy is also a quarterback, right? So you've got to guard against that if you are Port Washington. McCarthy steps up. A short punt, end over end, and we'll take a Oceanside bounce at about the 38-yard line. With 7:16 left in the third quarter, we'll take a quick break. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you settling for a boring live stream? Can't see the players' uniforms? No audio? Camera not following the action? Consider a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Our announcers help tell the story of your game.
Goes McCarthy.
He's got. Oh, he's in.
Touchdown, Farmingdale.
Back here at Port Oceanside, their first possession of the second half from their own 38-yard line. An incomplete pass. McKee trying to find Mecca. Oceanside, 4-0 on the year, wins at Farmingdale, at home against Syosset in Freeport, and then a win at East Meadow. Their closest game to date, that 28-0 win over Farmingdale in week 1. Pushing ahead was Duran, and he goes down at about the 42-yard line, so a 3rd and long. But again, Oceanside looking to push the pace here. McKee, hands off, and a great tackle. Well short of the first down marker is Duran. The tackle by Lockham. Lockham locked them up. So this brings up a 4th down, and it looks like the Sailors will punt from midfield. 4th and 2 from the 46. Or will they? They're going to go. Duran pushes to the outside. First down and more. He's taken down by Proctor, but moved the chains for Oceanside.
That'll be a first down for the Sailors.
So a 4th down conversion. You see Duran bouncing off the first tackle attempt and getting to the outside. First down run to the Port Washington 48-yard line. Here comes the pressure. McKee dumps over the middle. Incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
The intended target, I think it was Bergoglio, 10. Another helmet popped off, which means another player's got to go to the sideline. For Port, that was Adam Callender, younger brother of Chris Callender. He's also playing his first game of the year. Missed that week 2 game against Piqua, a good two-way player. 2nd and 10 from the 48. Mecca off the handoff, and he's tackled by number 62 of Port. That was Walker Roods. One of my favorite names of the year, Walker Roods. When you play on the defensive line, I guess you want to be rude, right? Like, you don't want to be nice necessarily. 3rd and 6 for Oceanside. Chance of defense from this home crowd. Port shows pressure. It's handed off. That's Flavin around the outside. Flavin gets the first down and more. Out to about the 37-yard line. Flavin, that great dual threat for Oceanside. 16 carries, 108 yards, and a touchdown, and also it's 6 receptions as well for 36 yards and a score. A 3-year starter, a captain, a St. John's University lacrosse commit, Thomas Flavin. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. McKee's got trips right. And flags thrown before the pass attempt. We got a false start on the offense.
Flag on the play, false start. Oceanside.
Oceanside was really bit by the penalty bug in the first half. And it really resulted in some drives stalling and also giving Port Washington some extra opportunities on 3rd down. And again, a bit of a problem here. And you expect it for Port, right? Because again, it's been only the 1 game played. You're just having practices, so you haven't had those live snaps. And that was an issue with a player not being on in time, and you don't want to be forced to give up a big score. So instead, you take the timeout. One player that's missed dearly for Port today, we saw him in the pregame, was R.J. Holt, number 64. Holt is a senior, so you really feel for him because this would have been his only home game of the year, R.J. Holt. But we saw him in the pregame injured. He picked up a late injury, did R.J. Holt, 64, in practice. Might have even been yesterday. There you see him before the game with the crutches, 64, R.J. Holt, 5'11", senior, 230 pounds, a 3-year starter. One of 2 players to make Newsday's top 100 football players of the year. Physical kid, a wrestler, tough with good feet, athletic as well. He could run, too. He could run with some of the fullbacks, so he's sorely missed. We wish R.J. Holt the best going forward. And also we wanted to give a shout-out to Xavier Miller of Oceanside. He was the one who was stretchered off and left in an ambulance in the first half with an upper body injury. We wish him the best going forward as well. Completion
To number 23.
And a 1st down for Oceanside.
Tackle by number 55, Matthew Freeman.
Freeman credited with the tackle. The pass went from McKee to Ebel. Ebel with only 1 reception this year coming in, but that was for a 20-yard touchdown. One of those scat guys. You kind of mix and match with Mecca and Kramer as well. McKee this time does find Mecca. Mecca out of the backfield, cuts at the 40. Back outside at the 30. And he's taken down inside the 25-yard line. The Port players thought the ball was live when it went loose, but clearly Mecca was down. They moved the chains again. 1st down for the Sailors at the Port 22-yard line. Under 4 minutes left here, 3rd quarter. Oceanside a 15-0 lead. They're looking to tack on to that as well. McKee under pressure, and that was incomplete.
Put on the quarterback by number 36, Lucas Meyer.
You got to credit Lucas Meyer, 36, with the pressure.
Pass incomplete.
And McKee's attempt was incomplete. Meyer, a sophomore. We see him at strong safety. There you see number 36, Lucas Meyer, 6 foot 180.
23.
Applied the pressure.
2nd and 10.
The incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10 for Oceanside from the Port 23-yard line. Duran back in. And he'll be right next to McKee, who's in shotgun. McKee, hand off to Duran. Oh, what a cut by Duran. Slicing and dicing. Andres Duran, another first down run.
Up the middle.
Look at this crisp cut by Andres Duran, the Hobart-bound senior right there. Oof. First down run gives Oceanside a first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. You got Ebo at the bottom of your screen. McKee, again, the pressure comes from Meyer. Nice handoff. Cutting inside, Duran.
Carried by Duran.
He's tackled by McCarthy. And he's
Brought down short
about
of the
3
end
yards
zone.
shy. Look at Blount on the field. A flag was thrown. I'm not sure if it was a late tackle, but Blount, incensed at something, you see him there, and he has literally pulled his team off the field right now. It's been a chippy game. There's no doubt about that. And there's a flag down and still the conversation with the officials. It was difficult to see what happened. I don't know if McKee got hit late. But both coaches on the field. And a personal foul against Port. So clearly the officials also saw it, as Blount did. So they'll go half the distance, and there's really not a lot to go. We saw this chippiness really from the very beginning. And it's continued here, so first and goal from, it looks to be the 2. Flavin and Duran in the backfield. Duran taken down. Lockham the first in on the tackle. And it ends up being a loss of about 2. Jonathan Lockham, a 2-year starter on defense. You can see how he impacts it, number 25. A big tackle for Port. So a second and goal from the 4. We're under 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Oceanside taking their time here. And in fact, that will be the quarter. So the clock indicated 1:37, but the official time kept on the field. So we will go to the fourth quarter with Oceanside leading Port Washington 15-0. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Welcome back to Port Washington. We want to thank our sponsors for today's game. Optimum Pest Control. Protect your home with a company that you can trust. 15% off mosquito service until May 1st. Optimum Pest Control. We also want to thank the Steam Squad. Got dirt, got stains, got stink. Get the Steam Squad. Book now and get 10% when you mention this ad. Steam Squad Carpet and Upholstery Cleaners. We're back here at Port Washington, fourth quarter. About set to go. And you know, these two teams played to a tight and physical playoff game in the quarterfinals. Oceanside kind of surviving that one, winning 12-0 in the quarterfinals a year ago. In that game, Flavin had 14 carries for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Andres Duran, 19 carries 120 yards and a fumble recovery. And Michael Mecca impacted the game in a big way. An interception at the 35-yard line with less than 3 minutes to go to seal that win for Oceanside. Sailors break the huddle, looking to extend their lead. They scored in their first possession, then scored late in the second quarter.
Second and goal for Oceanside.
You got Andres Duran to McKee's left. Man in motion is Ebel. And now they'll go back the other way. Kramer motions to the right. He'll act as a blocker. McKee says, "Thank you very much." Touchdown, Oceanside.
McKee with the touchdown.
Charlie McKee opens the fourth quarter
Oceanside leading
with a
21-0.
2-yard touchdown run. And he extends the lead to 21-0, point after pending. You see it here again. McKee, he's got Kramer as the blocker. Kramer does his job as well. Allows McKee to bounce to the outside. Another rushing touchdown for McKee, the 7th of the year for the junior, to go along with 10 touchdown passes. They'll go for 2 again, and they will be stopped.
The 2-point conversion is no good.
The attempt came from Ronnie Kramer. A tackle by Weingart. It's not the worst thing, certainly, for Oceanside to not convert the 2-point because they did get one earlier, so they've got the traditional 3-score lead. We'll take a break here early fourth quarter. Oceanside leads Port Washington 21-0. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you settling for a boring live stream? Can't see the players' uniforms? No audio? Camera not following the action? Consider a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Our announcers help tell the story of your game.
McCarthy. He's got. Oh, he's in.
Touchdown, Farmingdale!
We feature multiple camera angles, guaranteed to capture all the action.
Touchdown, Oceanside!
Plus added features like graphics, instant replay.
Yeah, the shooters are going to shoot here at Bethpage, and one of many threes on the day.
Interviews, and more. It's your time to shine. And with Varsity Media, now you can. Contact us today and book a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050.
So Port Washington has their work to do here in the fourth quarter. They trail by 3 scores. They're not looking for a moral victory, certainly not in their only home game of the year, but consider that they were down, or they lost in their first game and only game to this point, 42-0 at Massapequa. Only a 21-0 deficit at this point is pretty impressive, especially too considering in that first half they had 2 golden chances to either tie or take the lead, but they were stopped twice on the goal line. Bergoglio's kickoff is fielded by Vavona at the 27-yard line. Vavona breaks free. Vavona past the 50 up the sideline. Pushed down inside the 40.
17, Alexander Vavona.
Vavona is the real deal. And the best part of this, if you're Port Washington, he's a junior. So you had all these guys, first-year seniors, first game, only game at home. Vavona will have an entire season ahead of him, and you got to figure will be one of the leaders for Port next year. Again, they're not looking to next year, they're looking to now, but consider you've got your dual quarterbacks in Ryder and McCarthy back. You've got Haberman, who's been impressive, Vavona as well. A couple of your line guys, and Walia and Rudes, so the future is certainly bright here for Port. They love nothing more, though, to get into the end zone and put a little pressure on the Sailors here in the fourth quarter. There's Proctor off the handoff. Proctor to the 30, to the outside. Proctor in the secondary, and he's taken out of bounds. A first down run by Deron Proctor.
Taking the ball up the left side.
Senior day and the senior running back with a big run. He is taken down at the 22-yard line.
17.
Excuse me, the 17-yard line. So another red zone opportunity here for Port. First and 10.
Give the doctor a little bit of daylight, and we'll write a prescription for a touchdown.
Low snap. Ryder goes end zone. Incomplete, and the flag comes from the back judge. And that's going to be a pass interference penalty. And that combination of Ryder and Weingart has caused problems for Oceanside today. So pass interference, it'll be half the distance to the end zone, and we'll take a look again.
Big opportunity here for the Vikings.
Ryder, another lob ball to Weingart. So they'll move the ball inside the 10. Third chance today for Port Washington with a first down and goal. They are 0 for 2 at this point. If they convert both of those, right now they'd be looking to try to tie the game. This time Ryder under center. Hands off. It's Lockham. Pushes himself inside the 5-yard line. Jonathan Lockham pushes forward. Second and goal from the 5. Ryder gets the call from Kevin Clogacy, a former high school quarterback himself at West Hempstead, a 2007 graduate.
First and goal
is Kevin Clogacy. First and goal from the 5. Proctor. Off the handoff, he's taken down. Several sailors in, but it looked like first in was big number 65. Matty Frangos with the tackle. And a big one at that. It's a loss of about 2, it looks like. Will Ryder again try to find Weingart? He's in single coverage at the top of your screen. Low snap. Flag on the play. And Ryder is taken down. Sacked by Broderick, but again, there is a flag on the play. It's a sideline warning against Oceanside. So credit Broderick with the sack, his first of the year. And it'll be a third down at the 11-yard line. Again, this is a third and goal. Blount has had a lot to say to the guys in stripes today. At least it should be a third down, I believe. But the sticks say second. And another flag from the back judge. And judging by the clapping going on by the visiting players, it'll be against Port Washington. It'll be another delay of game against the Port, which pushes the ball back to the 16-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 16.
Penalty against the Vikings.
We've seen Port
3rd down, ball placed.
falter from the red zone twice today.
At the 16. 3rd and goal from the 16.
Although we also have to credit certainly the Oceanside defense as well. Ryder in motion, runs out, pressured by Duran, looks for an intended target being Stevenson.
Looking for Stevenson.
And he was unable to corral it, so a 4th and goal from the 16. Certainly a big play here. Port cannot get a 1st down, so they need to get in the end zone here. If they don't convert, you got to think it's going to be a tough sledding going forward with 9:51 left. A little bit of trickery, and
pass incomplete.
That play just blew up.
Vikings will turn over.
Looked like Freeman was actually the intended target, number 55.
And give it back to Oceanside. They will take over with 9:30
So
or
that
so
certainly
left
didn't
in the
work
game.
out as
Up
planned,
21-0.
and Oceanside will take over. And you got to wonder, are you going to see a steady diet, maybe of Andres Duran here and maybe Flavin out of the backfield? Oceanside a 21-0 lead. They've got the ball at their own 24-yard line. It's been Charlie McKee finding Flavin and Mecca for 2 touchdown passes, and then McKee called his own number for a 2-yard score. That's how we have this 21-0 lead. Handoff up the middle is Duran. Duran gets past the 40, and a 1st down run by Andres Duran.
1st down. Ball at the 40.
Oceanside wants to move the ball quickly. Another handoff. Duran up the middle. Duran to the secondary. Duran is taken down by Proctor at the 26-yard line of Port Washington. So we have seen a lot of Andres Duran here, and a personal foul against Port Washington. So tack on a few more yards to that run.
The Vikings have the distance.
That'll be a
goal line.
15-yarder from that point. We've said it really from the beginning. It's been a very chippy game between these two. It's not like there's a lot of history. We showed you the games played, and Port only in their 3rd game back in Nassau won, but they're certainly hungry to get out here and play. You had that tight playoff game a year ago that was 12-0 in favor of of Oceanside. And now Oceanside looking to find the end zone again. 1st and 10 from the 13. Flavin breaks the first tackle, and then he is taken down by Sahej Walia, number 79, a 2-year varsity player. Walia was a starter a year ago. He started weeks 1 and 2, and then he got hurt, was out the rest of the year. Walia, 6'1", 240 junior. Good-sized kid, very disciplined. One of those guys who asks a lot of questions. He's like a coach on the line. He calls out and communicates with the rest of his linemen. Flavin bounces to the outside. Flavin is in. Touchdown, Oceanside. Thomas Flavin, the 8-yard rushing touchdown. Well, Flavin's second touchdown of the day. The first, the 24-yard reception, and this one, an 8-yard touchdown run. $27-0. Will they will go for the extra point. Bergoglio is on for that. He's been great this year as well, has been Bergoglio. Only one miss this year, and that was actually a blocked point after attempt against Freeport. This one is up, and it is good.
Point is good.
So Bergoglio
Oceanside
was
leading
16 of
28-0.
17 coming into this game, and he's extended Oceanside's lead to 28-0. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back him back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Port Washington. There's a good look at Thomas Flavin, who has extended this Oceanside lead. He's got 2 touchdowns on the afternoon in Oceanside.
Proctor back to receive.
Looking to improve to 5-0, which would set up a massive showdown in a week's time at home against Massapequa. Winner of that game will be the top seed in Nassau Conference 1. And oh, by the way, we'll have that game for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Bergoglio shanked that kick, and Port Washington will have the ball at their own 35-yard line. Port, it looks like they will go to 0-2. They've got one more game on the year, and that's at Westbury Friday at 5 o'clock. So the Vikings looking to end the season on a positive note.
Vikings will take over with the ball on the 45-yard line.
And obviously so much to play for Port, for Oceanside. And again, they would have a chance at home. Maybe the 309 won't be there, but they'll have a chance at home to finish the regular season undefeated and have the postseason run right through Oceanside. Rob Blount will call a timeout. He was quick to credit. We mentioned the defense before, but he also wanted to say, I asked him about what's been maybe the biggest surprise. He said not a surprise, but he talked about the maturity. We mentioned before the defense, but he's also credited the offensive line as well as being a big part to what they've done this year. They've been huge. Missing dearly for Oceanside has been Matt Rossler, number 5 for Oceanside. And what's remarkable about Rossler is whether it's game day and you can't really see him there on the large sideline there for Oceanside, but he's there somewhere. Number 5, Rossler. He had foot surgery, so he's out for the year. Blount said he was without question the best defensive end and tight end, not only in the conference, but you could argue in the county. A huge loss is Matt Rossler, 6'6" junior, as Proctor bounces to the outside.
Proctor with a short gain to the right.
But Rossler, 6'6", 230 junior, he's got some looks. He's got interest from Dartmouth, Yale, UPenn, Johns Hopkins among them.
A huge thank you
But
also
Blount's
to
been really
supervisors
impressed with
that
Rossler's
are here from both
commitment. He said
Washington
other than the
and
days
Oceanside.
that he's got recovery,
Thank you
he
so
hasn't
much
missed a
for all the
practice,
work
a
that you
meeting,
put
or
in.
anything, and we saw him as well before this game on crutches, making sure he's still here for his team. He's got another year left as well, does Matt Rossler. 1 yard gain for Proctor. He's out to the 46-yard line. Stevenson in motion.
McCarthy in at quarterback for the Vikings.
It's McCarthy in at QB now. He hands off, bouncing it to the outside.
Run to the right by Lucas Meyer.
That was Meyer with the run. And credit the
Ball at the
tackle
48. Gain of 3.
to number 27, Jack
4th down and
Styenson.
7.
So some reserves in now for both teams in these final 6 minutes and change. Again, Blount will take that, we showed you on Google Maps, that long ride south after this one, but he'll surely breathe a sigh of relief as Meyer bounces to the outside. Look at that tackle,
Meyer
wrapped
with the
up
carry.
and thrown down like a rag doll.
Scrimmage.
Michael First.
Fourth down, the Vikings will punt.
Vikings will be forced to punt as First hits them for a loss. Miller will be a big loss, certainly, and we saw him and we wish him the best. Xavier Miller, starting linebacker. As McCarthy punts.
Punt by McCarthy.
It's fielded about the 21-yard
What a
line,
big hit.
and going
Jensen
nowhere
Weingart.
was Ryan Tropp. Weingart with the
Ran down
tackle.
there quickly on special teams was Weingart for a big hit and no return.
Miller, we told you before, as we see the replay, as Tropp is taken down quickly by Weingart. Great tackle on specials by Weingart. But Miller was taken via ambulance with an upper body injury. We wish him the best and a quick recovery. But it should be a doozy next week. 2 big games impacting the top 4 seeds. We've got Syosset Farmingdale today, and then Oceanside Massapequa next week. Freeport's in the mix. East Meadow is in the mix as well for one of those 4 seeds. Oceanside, if they don't call a... No, they won't get hit with it. I thought they get hit with too many men. Oh, man. Ward's defense comes up big.
Number 14 with the carry,
Flags on the play as well.
Stephen Dagger.
Dagger with the
Tackle
run,
credited to
and a
number
dagger of a
62,
tackle there
Walker Roots.
by Rudes. He even tackles rudely, right? He's true to his name. So it'll be a holding penalty on the
Flag on
offense,
the
which is
play.
declined off that tackle
Holding.
by Rudes.
On Oceanside.
So they'll decline the
That was
penalty,
declined.
and Oceanside has the ball at their own 15-yard line.
Ball at the 15. 2nd and 15. 17. 2nd and 17.
So you got reserves in for both teams. Off the handoff. And again, the Port defense coming up big. The run was by Dagger. And it was for no gain.
Another tackle by Rudis behind the line of scrimmage.
Zarudes with another tackle. Another no gain, so 3rd and 17 now for Oceanside from their own 15-yard line. A 28-0 lead as we approach 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Running to the left and kicking it outside. McCarthy, the tackle. More flags on the play as Ryan Denny with the run.
Brought down by Jensen Weingart.
Weingart with the tackle, and again, more flags in this, I gotta say, contentious game between these
That'll
two.
bring up 3rd down.
There'll be a hold against the offense,
Ball
which
to 15.
they will accept.
Holding called again.
It's
on the
declined,
offense.
which will bring up
That'll
4th
bring up
down.
4th down.
So again, one game left for both teams this regular season. It's
And that's the
abbreviated
4-minute
season
warning.
as we have a
4 minutes
4-minute
left
warning.
in the game.
Port goes to Westbury Friday night, looking for their first win of the year in their regular season finale. And Oceanside, it doesn't get bigger. I mean, look, Oceanside, Massapequa, no matter the year, is a big game. This will be for all the marbles next Saturday afternoon. We'll have it for you on Varsity Media Sports Network. As now we have a timeout by
Timeout call.
Oceanside. We'll take the timeout with them as well. Just under 4 minutes left. Oceanside with a 28-0 lead. You're watching this Nassau Conference 1 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you settling for a boring live stream? Can't see the players' uniforms? No audio? Camera not following the action? Consider a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Our announcers help tell the story of your game.
McCarthy.
He's got. Oh, he's in.
Touchdown, Farmingdale.
We feature multiple camera angles, guaranteed to capture all the action.
Touchdown, Oceanside.
Plus added features like graphics, instant replay,
Yeah, the shooters are going to shoot here at Bethpage. And one of many threes on the day.
interviews, and more. It's your time to shine. And with Varsity Media, now you can. Contact us today and book a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050.
And welcome back to Port Washington, this beautiful new facility here. Oceanside, a 28-0 lead. Bergoglio back to punt. Ooh, and he shanked it. Look out in the stands. So Port Washington will have the ball. Another chance to find the end zone at the 25-yard line with 3:57 left in the fourth quarter. Port has had their chances 3 times with first and goals, and they are 0 for 3 as Oceanside has bent, but they've not broken defensively, and they are 3. The only thing left to really wonder is if they get another shutout on the year. They opened the season with a 28-0 shutout. Meyer up the middle for a few. Oceanside opened the season with a 28-0 win over Farmingdale, and they are coming off of a 34-0 win at East Meadow. Between those two, sandwiched in between, a 43-13 win over Syosset and a 34-6 win over Freeport. So Oceanside has done it on both sides of the ball this year. Again, Blount credits the offensive line and the defense as a whole, all 11 guys, even those subs as well, for a much improved performance this year. Meyer, stutter step. He goes nowhere. Looked like Jack Styenson was in on the tackle again. Jack, the younger brother of Giff Styenson, the starter on the line.
Third and 9.
We do want to thank the Port Washington Athletic Department and just a tremendous facility here at Port. A lot of us here at Varsity Media have been here before, and we were all amazed when we saw this for the first time. The new turf field, the new press box, the new stands as well. It's a big-time facility for a football program that's certainly growing in the right direction. McCarthy calls his own number, gets a great block. McCarthy spins, turns. You got to shout out Jaden McLean, number 84, on that block.
Short gain on the play.
McCarthy will get a short gain, but really the reason he didn't get hit for a loss, watch it again here, 84. Look at that block. McCarthy cuts inside, and he'll get to the 21-yard line.
Fourth
but
and 6.
That's some of that sacrifice, right, that you've got to do as a football player. And Jaden McLean, the tight end, defensive end, did just that. McLean, another one of these seniors, one of the 13 here honored before today's game, Senior Day, their only home game of the year. Meyer to McCarthy's left hip. The man in motion is Kareem El Sher. McCarthy runs that way, gets a block from Sher, cuts inside to the 20, but he is stopped. That's a no gain.
That'll turn over on downs. It'll be Oceanside's ball.
And that,
And
I believe, is the final play of the game. So Port stopped on fourth down, and Oceanside does get their third shutout of the year. Oceanside improves to 5-0 on the year. It started early. Charlie McKee hit Thomas Flavin for a 24-yard touchdown pass on Oceanside's first possession of the game. Then McKee hit Michael Mecca for an 11-yard score late in the second quarter. The 2-point conversion by Andres Duran. Then McKee and Flavin ran for short touchdown runs in the second half. And that's your score. 28-0 is the final. Oceanside victorious. Port Washington 0-2 on the season. They'll end their regular season at Westbury in a week's time, next Friday night at 5. And then Oceanside with that big showdown against Massapequa. A massive showdown at Oceanside next Saturday at 2. We'll have it for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. For Dan Lippenholtz and Matt Rumack on the cameras, the legendary Chris Sweeney in the booth with me here as well. I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon on the Varsity Media Sports Network.